So it's, she'll do better on her own. So that part means, I guess it was just kind of like me letting go, but it was more of like the other person's perspective. So it's like, she'll do better on her own. It's not like really a super deep like description of it. It's just, I think people operate and find themselves when they're by themselves. So that's kind of what I pulled from that. This house don't feel like home. This house don't feel like home. And that is more like when we're together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this house doesn't feel like home, and the house being our relationship is like, oh, but we argue over small things, and we always do this, and I hate you, da-da-da. This house doesn't feel like home. And this house doesn't feel like home. You know what I'm saying? She'll do drugs that make her sick, 'cause she don't wanna feel alone. Feel alone. I think a lot of times I got introduced to my like past relationship, women in my past relationship taking drugs just to like cope with things. So it's like from there it was like, she'll do drugs that make her sick, which I think all drugs are just kind of like a mind-altering thing, which make you have like a totally different perception on life and a different perspective on how you live and who you are. And it's 'cause she don't want to feel alone. So it's like that. It's like, you take drugs, you drink, you smoke, you pop pills, you do whatever, and you feel in your body. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you get drunk and you're just like, oh, you just, life is life. You don't overthink things. So it's like, you don't feel alone. When you're on a certain substance, you can go talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying? You don't feel so in your head. So I think that's really what that part is about. Too much time spent, too many lies spent on what would you do if I moved on? And then that's just kind of like self-explanatory, you know, like, what would you do? Like, too much time spent on each other, too much time spent wasting time. And then what would you do if I moved on? It's just, what would you do if I moved on? And then it's, I'm falling apart. Too many times spent, too many nights that I felt dead, too many nights I grabbed my own chest, saw my own death. She said it's all in my head. That was like a flashback to me going back home in my mom's basement, in my bed downstairs, where I just would have these like anxiety attacks and these panic attacks where I'm like holding my chest. I can feel my heart beating out of my chest, you know, I'm shaking in the bed and like sweating. That was more like personal to me. And then I would go tell a girlfriend at the time, like, yo, like, can you come over? Like, I need you right now. I need this. I need someone right now. It's all in your head. Like, you're good. Just relax. I can't come over right now. So it's like, she said it's all in my head. So it's like, everything is in your head, but it's like, at the time, there's certain times where you need someone, and I understand that now, you know, looking back. So it was kind of like, it was one of those things, and it's just a shitty time to relive, but yeah, that's kind of where the song came from. And then,
I love it.
Yeah, man.
I love it. The realness behind it, man, like the texture behind it, the feeling behind it. I love it.